Hello, it's Mark. Welcome to another episode here at Big Man in the Woods. Hope you're doing well. My name is Mark, your online scout leader, helping you deliver more practical skills and skills for life. Now, in this episode, we're talking about beavers. My top 10 recommendations for the badges you can do at Zoom. So these are in no particular order. There's no favorites. It's just me looking at 10 easy badges that we can do on Zoom to help scouting continue while our beavers are at home. So I'm going to start with a challenge badge, the personal challenge badge, okay? It's meant to be a bit difficult, okay? It's meant to teach those beavers that life's a bit tough. So it's about teaching them a bit of challenge, all right? That is a personal challenge badge, so it's got to be challenging. So it's things about like, if they've got a pet, they've got to look after it for X amount of weeks. So 2 or 3 weeks, they've got to make sure the pet's fed, maybe the litter tray, clean out the rabbit hutch, that kind of thing. If they don't have a rabbit, maybe make a collage or a drawing about a topic they really love, and they've got to sell it. Yeah, they've got to sell that particular subject to a person looking at that poster. Why do they love it? They've got to look after themselves. Personal hygiene during lockdown is a must, okay? So they've got to make sure they remember to brush their teeth, brush their hair, change their daily clothes, and it's not their parents telling them. They've got to do it off their own back, yeah? Parents are going to love this. Encourage them to be good for 3 weeks. 3 whole weeks, not getting in trouble, eating all their food, making sure their schoolwork's done, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's a personal challenge. They've got to be good for 3 whole weeks, not getting told off. Wow. Keep their bedroom tidy for 3 weeks as well, and test them. Yeah, get them out of their comfort zone, and maybe tell them they have to try a new food or a new dish. My kids are really fussy about what they eat, but we try and encourage them to taste a new something. So that's the personal challenge badge. So number 2 of the badges that you can do at home on Zoom is the animal friend badge. Okay, so if they've got a pet, this is really, really simple one for them to do. They've got to learn about how they care for that pet. What food does that pet particularly eat? What's the habitat? Where would it actually come from? Look after that habitat. If it's a rabbit, they've got to clean the hutch, put new straw. If it's a cat, make sure that the food is topped up. If it's a goldfish, give it food, hamster, that kind of thing. Look after it for 4 weeks. That's the challenge. And then what they've got to do is draw or maybe photograph it every day and keep a diary of them looking after their animal. Number 3, I think this is something that we should really encourage them to do, is read. Yeah, really simple one, this one. They've got to read a book and then redesign the cover of that book. How would they differ than what the actual book cover is? So redesign it and then read 6 books. 6 books they've never read. They've got to be fiction and non-fiction, get a bit of a mixture on them. And then get one of those books and then write a really simple book review. Yeah, so what it's about, the characters, and a spin. How would they change that book? Why should they recommend it? Why would their friend read that book? It's a simple thing. And then I love this one, bit of craft, making a really simple bookmark. Number 4 is the builder badge. So they've got to design a model, all right? So it could be space, could be a rocket, a doll's house. I don't know. They've got to design it on paper or they could use computer. All right, they've got to list the equipment. How would they build that model? So if they're building a rocket, is it made out of toilet rolls? How many toilet rolls will they need? What are the fins going to be made of? What's the cone going to be made of? Do they need paint? Is it crayons? So they've got to list what they're going to do. Then they're actually going to make that rocket. Yeah, they're going to make that model. They're going to make that doll's house or whatever. But it doesn't have to be exact. They could either make it out of recycling, cardboard, paper, whatever, or make it out of Lego or straw pipes or something. Really simple one, really fun one to get the whole family involved, the builder badge. Number 6 on the top 10 beaver badges you can do at home is the cook badge. Parents are going to love this one. So they've got to learn about a balanced diet, healthy eating. Yeah, you're going to tell them about fruits, that kind of thing. They've got to learn about why we clean things. Why is it important to keep the kitchen tidy? And why do we wipe down surfaces and use clean equipment? So food hygiene and personal hygiene, yeah? Then they've got to come up with a menu, all right? So you're going to tell them that they're going to cook 3-course meal, starter, main meal and a dessert. So they're going to come up with those menus, they're going to write down the ingredients, and then they're going to pick one of those and actually cook it. Yeah, so maybe they're making a soup or something, and the parent will supervise them, and then they will just take a photograph of that menu and then send it to you, the leader, as evidence, because everything is at the moment is all evidence based. They say, so they're going to do these activities and then send you a video or a photo to prove that they've done that menu. Number 7 on the Beaver Badges is explore. They're going to think about where they would like to explore. Are they going to go to the seaside? Are they going to go to the forest? Are they just going to stay in their local area and learn about a new road? They can learn about a park in the next town or something. Yes, they're going to think about where they're going to go. And then what are they going to find there? What wildlife will be in the forest or in the park or in the pond? Will there be ducks on the pond? So they're going to learn about that. They're going to learn about what plants are going to be there. If you go into a forest, there's going to be trees. But are there going to be trees in the park? They're going to think about these things. What flowers are they going to find as well? Signs. If they're just walking around their block, they don't have much outdoor area. What signs are they going to come across? Are they going to come across the train station sign or stop sign? They're actually going to go on that walk. They're going to go on that journey. Whether they physically go there and walk around the block or the park or whatever, maybe they can think out, you can suggest that they use Google Maps. So they don't have to stay in England or our country. They can visit America. They could visit the Grand Canyon and physically walk around the Grand Canyon. They could go to Paris. They could go anywhere in the world using Google Maps and plot that journey. That would be an awesome way to explore a new area. Then, of course, evidence. They're going to write about it. They're going to draw what they found on that walk. Number 7 is the gardener badge, all right? So they're going to learn about the 4 seasons, and then they're going to draw the 4 seasons, however they want to do it, or however you want to tell them to do it. Maybe, in 4 quarters on a paper, and they've got to draw a tree in those different seasons. I don't know. They've got to come up with a creative idea to show those 4 seasons. What tools do they require in the garden? If they don't have a garden, what do they use in the park? They use a tractor, and a big tractor with a hedge cutter. If they have a balcony, what mini tools do you need to keep that little window box? We're going to learn about what plants we can actually sow. Yeah, so we can't grow a banana tree in England. Well, we could, but it's not going to produce those nice bananas in a hot country. So what plants can we grow in our back garden, in our balcony? Then we're going to grow them. Yeah, so we might not be able to grow all the plants, but we can grow cress, we can grow sunflower seeds. This is a real good time of the year to plant these sunflowers. We've just got ours out there, strawberry plants, Then they're going to keep a record of that plant, of what they've grown, the cress. They're going to measure it day by day. How much has it grown? Draw a picture, video it, make a time lapse. I don't know. The words are oyster. We just got to think outside the box. But I do love the gardener badge. Number 8 is the safety beaver badge. Yeah, the safety badge. So they're going to learn about the Green Cross Code. Safety, not walking out between 2 cars in between, making sure they look left, looking right. Really simple, basic stuff that we can do on Zoom. Learn about water safety. So we took my kids down to the canal. We had a prep talk beforehand that there's no running at all. They've got to stay away from the canal side at all, right against the verge of the hedge. And they didn't know. So it's about teaching them those things. We as leaders should speak in plain language and just explain things really, really simple. Why it's dangerous walking down the canal, but how fun it is walking down the canal. Stranger danger. Let's talk to them about stranger danger and the internet safety, how they just can't go up to people in the street or opening the front door. And in particular at the moment while we're in lockdown, we're on the internet. Those kids are on the internet 24/7. And we've got to teach them really basic terms about how to stay safe on the internet, not giving out our personal details. And if we wouldn't want to tell people our personal details face to face, we shouldn't tell them over the internet, not to private DM people, and making sure that a parent is with them most of the time while online. No chats, that kind of thing. Internet safety is a big thing at the moment. We're going to talk about dangers at home. So looking at the kitchen, making sure, we don't run around the kitchen while mum and dad or whoever is cooking, the bath, making sure we don't jump in the bath while it's hot. testing the temperature, leaning out windows, stair safety, not leaving toys on the stairs, that kind of thing. We're going to teach them how they will escape, write down a map of how they get out of their house in case there was a fire. Are they going to go out the bedroom? Are they going to go out the back? Think about safety routes, and how we're going to call the emergency services. Yeah, so we're going to teach them 999, tell them the emergency services: fire, police, ambulance, rescue, coast guard, mountain rescue, and how we are going to get someone if we don't have a phone. Number 9 on the top 10 Beaver badges we can do on Zoom is the global badge. They're going to learn about recycling. How can we save energy at home? Yeah, do we always need the TV blaring? Do we always need to have the TV when there's no one in the room? That's like my kids, they'll watch something and then they'll go off to another room, play toys, but the TV is still playing, the music's still playing. So how can we conserve energy? We're going to discuss about fair trade products. Yeah, so there's lots of stuff where we can look in the shops, fair trade, where the farmer gets equal amounts of that product. If you Google, there's a game called the banana game. You get a banana, I can't remember how much it is at the top of my head, but you show how much the shop gets of profit, how much the manufacturer gets or whatever, how much the farmer gets, how much goes into transport, and the farmer gets, I think it's something like 2p. Google that, it's a really good one to show about fair trade. And the last thing on the global badge is you talk about the endangered animals. Yeah, so we'll discuss about the Siberian tigers, the mountain gorillas, white rhinos. They're all endangered species. What does endangered species mean, and how can we help the world protect these animals? That's all on the Beaver global badge. Last but not least, a real hot topic at the moment while in lockdown, the space badge, the last top 10 badge that we can do on Zoom for beavers. I recommend you do the space badge. Okay, really good one. Hot topic, as I say. We've just had dragons who fly up from America, visit the space station. We had the live stream just a few days ago. Amazing to be able to watch that. So it's a really good hot topic to do at the moment. I know my kids are really enjoying space. So we're going to look at the stars. It's really nice at the moment. Even in London, we had stars. I know there's a bit of light pollution, but if you can't do it, go on the internet, learn about the constellations, and learn one constellation. Yeah, and we've got to try and work out. We've got to try and locate it while looking in the sky. If we can't locate it in the sky, get some pictures, and they've got to point that constellation out. Make a game, make a quiz online, and then you pick out a constellation, and they've got to point to that constellation on Zoom. Really, really simple one. And then name the 8 planets. Make it into a quiz, make it into a game. Who can name the 8 planets the quickest, and they will get points for their colony. Maybe draw the 8 planets, or come up with their own alien or space rocket, and then you have a competition online. Draw it. The world is your oyster at the moment. There's so many things online that you can do live. You can draw on the screen as we go along on Zoom, or set it as a bit of task at home, and then next week they produce their picture of the aliens, and then you vote on what is the best alien or space rocket. But in the last point of the space badge, they've got to learn about space, a space mission. Yeah, so maybe they learn about the landing of the moon, and you tell them that all the people that have landed on the moon have all been scouts. Wicked. That's really selling scouts as well, isn't it? That if you're a scout, there is a chance that you could visit a planet. Maybe you, the beaver, right now, could be the first person ever to visit Mars. And you're a scout. Stuff like that, there's loads of things that they can learn about space. But they've got to learn about one space mission. So landing on the moon, Dragon 2 that just went off, Apollo 13, there's a whole load of things that they've got to learn about. But they've just got to learn about one simple thing. So there we go, guys. There's my top 10 badges for beavers that we can do on Zoom. Hope you enjoyed that, and if I did miss a badge, or if there's a badge that you've done on Zoom that's worked really well, comment below, tell me, and we will share it for the rest of the scouting people in the UK. It's all about sharing these ideas. Until next time, guys, thank you very much for joining me here on Big Man in the Woods. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell, and I'll see you next time here on Big Man in the Woods.